All right, ladies and gentlemen, what you just heard right there was a snippet of "Woman" by Gray Street, which is that's us. Yeah, that's us. And me on the vocals. You got Mikey on the guitar, Javi on the guitar, Aiden on the bass guitar, and Oscar on the
drums.
MIDI drums. They're not even real.
No, they're real drums.
They're not real drums.
All
Stop
right.
lying to our
So,
audience.
yeah, that song is available on all media. If you're watching on YouTube, then the link will be right there on the first line of the description. It'll be our link tree. It'll lead you to Spotify, iTunes, our Instagram, our everything, basically.
But most importantly, Target Music.
Well, actually, no, we don't have access
We
to
don't
Target
have
Music
Target
anymore.
Music
so
anymore?
now, whenever we perform live, instead of saying especially on our Target Music, we will say except for Target Music. So you can keep the meme going, but it'll be a little sadder now.
Yeah, because we don't have Target. Were you guys actually on Target Music before?
We were on Target Music because what was that thing we used to upload TuneCore? TuneCore had access to Target Music.
That's hilarious.
Maybe Target Music just doesn't exist anymore. Maybe we didn't push it hard enough. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. This is Gray Street Radio coming at you from Miami, Florida. I'm Michael, or Mikey. You can call me whichever. You can call me
Al.
Michael, Mike. You can call me Al, that's a reference. But, and over here we've got...
Danny. You can also call me Daniel, Dan, Double D.
You prefer to be called Danny, though, right?
Yeah.
Or you don't care?
I don't really care as long as just don't call me Al.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Just don't call me period because my phone's disconnected. Anyways.
So, explain to me, why is your favorite video game Kingdom Hearts? And why is it the greatest game of all time?
I've never played... I'm sorry. I'm lying. I played one Kingdom Hearts game, and it was the card one, Chain of Memories. I played that one, and it was okay.
Yeah, it is okay. It gets a lot of hate because it could totally change the gameplay. And because the RNG is god-awful. But it's not actually a bad game. It's very easy to learn. But we're not talking about that today. I don't know why you brought up Kingdom Hearts. We can talk about that in the future, though.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm just so excited to talk about Kingdom Hearts.
So we got a lot of feedback from the last podcast. A lot of people are enjoying it. So far, I believe it has around 50 views on YouTube. I'm not sure about the numbers on Spotify yet. And apparently it's not just on Spotify. It's on other podcast services.
It is, actually.
But I've never heard of any of them.
Yeah, I've never heard of them either.
We're just going to keep talking about Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah, let me see.
You can listen to those other ones, too. While Danny looks it up, I'll say some of the things that we were told. One of the good things that people told us about the podcast was there's no dead space, which I'm very happy to hear. Normally, we will edit any prolonged dead space, but to let you guys know, there was only about 2 moments we had to edit from the original podcast of the last episode. So I'm very proud of that, that we are able to speak like adults and not just go for an hour. Though we could do that if you guys want. We could do that for an April Fool's episode. I think just upload 15 minutes of us going.
15? No, dude. The podcast. Is
an hour.
Just an hour.
So
we could just go. Water. Oh no. I don't know about that one.
No, I don't know about that. We have water. Anyways, another thing that was told, people really liked our chemistry, which I'm glad to hear.
Except I flunked it like back in high school. So I don't
also that apparently I'm very witty or clever, which thank you for that compliment. I don't exactly agree with you, but I'll accept the compliment. So today, another thing that we were told, because we asked you guys to give us some topics to talk about, one of the things that was asked for us to talk about was about our song Woman and the songwriting process in general. So do you have those other podcasts for us, Danny?
No, I'm trying to look for it, man.
Okay, well, you know what? That doesn't matter. We could talk about that.
Doesn't matter.
You know what? Spotify and YouTube, no offense, other podcast hosting websites. That's kind of what everyone uses. Controversial take, I know, but guess what?
So controversial.
It's factual.
I bet all the podcasters are like, they're gritting their teeth right now, like,
Gray Street Radio.
You liar.
You'll have your day. Our arch nemesis, every other podcast station. But so we're gonna talk about Woman. We're gonna talk about the songwriting process, and you know what? We'll also discuss a little bit about the history of Gray Street. This will be the only time we will take to talk about the history of Gray Street because we want to dedicate future episodes to things we're actually interested in, which isn't our band. That's not true.
Yeah.
But we know we are interested in things like music, gaming. Well, obviously we're interested in music. We're in a band. But music, gaming, movies, maybe even art from time to time. But we'll talk about anything, almost anything.
And Hitomi Tanaka.
One day. If we get her as a guest, we'll talk about her.
I would love her here as a guest.
She's
That'd be
probably very
amazing.
lovely.
I bet she is.
She knows how to do martial arts too.
Does she really?
Yeah, there's like a video of her doing martial arts.
With those, like...
Yeah, dude, it proves that Tifa from Final Fantasy VII is realistic. Take that, haters.
Anyway.
Although she does more boxing. Well, let's get to the topic at hand. So we're going to talk about women. We're going to talk about the songwriting process. And we're going to talk about the history of Gray Street in general. So this is kind of like our first guests are each other, where we're interviewing each other. So, Danny, tell us something about a woman. And by something, I mean everything.
So, women are very complicated.
No, the song Woman, our newest single, available on Spotify and everything else you can find.
Everything else?
Everything. Well, except for Target Music.
Yeah.
We had to lose that one by switching to CD Baby?
CD Baby.
CD Baby. But anyways,
all right.
Tell us about it.
So, Woman originally started as kind of like a jam when we were practicing. This was before Gray Street. This was actually started with a band with the same musicians minus Mikey, and it was called Violet Wonder. And I think we still have I think we still have one song out from Violet. We have Masochist out still. So I think, if you wouldn't mind, we'll drop that one in the link in the description too, just so you can hear how that sounded. But yeah, we started practicing and we were jamming for a while. We had a couple tangents here and there, but there was one in particular that I really enjoyed. So I recorded it, and so there was a few things that got switched, obviously, during the songwriting process, where the riffs for like the bridge then became the chorus or whatever, and vice versa. Things for like the verse was actually the bridge. It was kind of switched around in the songwriting process because it didn't really fit my whole melody and stuff like that altogether. But I guess in my case, because some people write differently, in my case it was the music was written first and then it was the melody and lyrics. In Mikey's case, however, I think you're the one that you like to do lyrics and then set that to music.
Yeah, when it comes to songwriting on my end, I do like to write the lyrics first and then write the song around that, even though it is a little harder to do. Because when you already have music there, you already know how you're going to sing it, more or less. Even if you have to scat sing for the first time and then add lyrics later, you already know the general melody of the thing you're going to do. That's a reference. You'll get it later when we release the song. But, you generally know the melody of what you are going to sing, like the key and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But when you write lyrics, you kind of need to work around that. So, like, I'll sometimes be working outside and I'll have a lyric in my head. Let me think of one. I can't think of one. But
wow, that was very fast.
Well, I didn't want to think too long. We're recording a podcast here. But
let me think of one. Actually, let me not think of one.
My drum is a heart and it makes me want to fart. That would never be a song.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave right now. Podcast is over, guys. Thanks so much for listening. No, I'm joking.
This is the end of Gray Street Radio.
This is the end of Gray Street Radio.
My bad flows.
My bad flows on top of my nose because
while I'm purchasing some hose.
Like gardening hose, right? Not the right? Yeah. Oh, anyways.
But yeah, generally I do write lyrics first, but sometimes both will come. I'll not only come up with lyrics, but I'll come up with a specific melody. Melody is all I hear. Okay, no. I end up singing the whole frickin' song.
Yeah, but anyways, so but yeah, that's typically what.
By frickin' I mean fucking, by the way.
Wow. Whoa. Hey, man.
Whoa.
Hey, man.
Watch out.
Watch out for that language, bro.
Whoa.
Whoa, step bro. What are you doing?
What? No.
What was that?
I don't know. Anyways, so is that pretty much the story of Woman?
Well, of course you have the lyricism behind it. I mean,
Oh yeah, tell us about the lyrics. Did you write it from a personal experience?
No. Here's the thing.
Did you write it from an imaginative experience?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I never write lyrics that are very personal to me because I really suck at writing personal experiences. So what I typically do is I have a story in my head that, although I may not personally experience it, I'm sure many people out there do. Like, for example, Masochist was a great experience. I have never had an abusive relationship, but I'm sure some people out there do. So that's what I more or less kind of wrote on it about. And then, well, it kind of, turned into something else, but that's beside the point. We're talking about Woman here. So Woman is basically about this beautiful, beautiful woman. I mean, she's got it all, right? She's got the body. She's got the curves. Face. She has straight teeth, I guess. Yeah.
She's got perfectly
straight teeth. I mean,
she's got the pearly whites.
Yeah.
She's got the blue eyes. She's got the long blonde hair.
Well, she doesn't have the blue eyes. Why she got to be blonde? Great. Now all the blonde, blue-eyed, women listening to this are going to be like, well, great. Now I'm a bitch. Thanks.
She doesn't have to be a bitch. She's just really attractive.
No, that's true.
And she happens to be a bitch.
Well, that's true. Anyways, so apparently this blonde-haired, blue-eyed bitch decided to...
That's objectifying. I disavow, but we will continue.
So anyways, this blue-haired...
This fucking bitch.
This blue...
My vendetta against women continues through your music.
I was going to say... I was about to say this blue-haired, blonde-eyed...
Oh?
Yeah, like completely off. Okay, so let's say this blonde-haired, blue-eyed lady, like I said, she has it all. And, we realize that there's more to her than meets the eye, much like Transformers, robots in disguise. But she's like a total cold-hearted bitch, like down to her core. And so the chorus, the lyrics are, "Tell me why you love to see me cry. Your smile is full, but it's full of lies. And I love you, babe, but I can't decide where you truly stand." And so, I think like I wouldn't say a lot of men, but I do think there's a lot of women out there that are pretty, they have ulterior motives that don't necessarily fit with what men are, kind of looking for. And I thought... Yeah,
I mean, there's a reason why that meme where it's like what women think men want, what men really want.
Yeah.
And usually, like, what men want, it's some promiscuous woman. And then what men really want, it's just, laying on a girl's lap, having a hug, spending time.
Man. Wholesomeness.
And look, ladies, we're not going to sit here on our high stool. Because first of all, we're not sitting on them.
Yeah.
But second of all, there are plenty of pigs out there that are just looking for that. There are plenty of men out there that are just like, yo, I just want me a quick fuck, dog. I just want to get in there,
I just want to
get up the next morning and leave. Plenty of men like that. But there are plenty of women that are just gold diggers too. I mean,
there's also plenty of women that like that too,
Yeah, and there's just plenty of bad people out there. How about we say that?
Yeah.
That's why all my
songs
are about. My song called "Man." I don't
Shut
have
up!
a song
You don't have
called
a song
Man.
called Man.
I should write a song called "Man."
Well, like a response song to Woman.
Yeah, but it'll be on our next album, so that way it's kind of like the sequel.
Woman, the sequel, Man. That would be interesting. Like, what the hell would that one be about?
You know what? It would be about this. You know what? We could write the song about the same woman from Woman, but she's now seen the error of her ways, and she's become a good girl now.
Right.
Now there's a man who's using her.
Oh. But that would have to be sung from the perspective of a woman, so...
We can get a girl singer.
Who do you know?
I could be a girl singer.
Oh, that's true, man. It's 2020. We can do that now.
Well, we know a lot of girl singers, too.
Like who?
We know,
We know what... Yeah, we know so many.
I don't want to insult any of them by saying I don't know their names.
Oh, no. Oh, Mikey. You know so many, but you don't know their names?
You know what? In fairness, I don't know a lot of people's name in the Miami music community.
It's okay, neither
Like,
do
I know a lot of bands. I know Longshore Drift, although they're not together anymore. Now they're Palomino Blonde, right?
Palomino Blonde, yeah.
But that's an example.
You can get Carly. Yeah,
Carly.
you can get Carly.
See, I remembered her. I just didn't remember her name. But I don't know anybody from Sun Ghost, but I know Sun Ghost. I actually met someone from Left Handed Jacket.
Wow.
Don't know their name though. Like I'm very bad unless I've met with you and hung out with you like 1 or 2 times. I'm not gonna really remember your name, but I always remember a face. Like I'll instantly remember, oh, I met you before.
Yep.
Except this one time I went to this is gonna be off topic, but it's gonna be real quick. I went to a BK, and this person like she was like Michael, and I was like I kind of gave her that Johnny Bravo eyebrow look. I was like, huh? And then she lowered her mask as if to reveal who she was, and I went, oh yeah. But I really didn't remember who it was, and I felt super bad about it. If I ever run into you, I will have the courage to just say, look, I'm sorry, I don't remember you.
Relax.
You had me scared there for a moment. That woman's coming after me now.
She just pulls up behind you.
You don't remember me?
You don't remember?
No, that's vilifying her. That's not nice. Making her look like a crazy person. She wasn't. She was very nice.
I'm sure she was.
One of the nicest BK
sure
workers
she
I've
was.
ever met.
Oh, she
most
worked
of them,
at BK.
She worked at... No, I wasn't some... I didn't go inside the BK.
So
I went through the drive-thru.
So she worked at the BK?
Yeah, she worked at the BK.
Oh, but you didn't go
I didn't
in.
go
You just drove.
inside.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
I didn't meet this person at BK. I met her at BK because she was working there.
Right.
But yeah.
The little noise.
You could just edit that out.
No, I want to keep it in now.
We'll see how it sounds.
I'm sure it'll sound great.
Anyways, so let's do a little history lesson on Gray Street. And this is the only time we're going to talk about it because we didn't really have a main topic. Not that we had a main topic last time, but we do know next podcast, in case you guys are interested. And if you're listening this far in, you probably are interested.
Yeah.
We talked about Toy Story 4 last episode, and you actually ended up watching the movie.
Yeah, I did.
And you enjoyed it.
I did. I liked it. I thought it was pretty okay.
That's good. For you.
Well.
No, I mean, that'll be a broader topic about, liking things versus saying something's good.
Right.
But what we decided was we were thinking about talking about Toy Story 4 again for this episode, but we decided two things. One, we just talked about it last episode. Two, it would be better to have the full series in mind. So we're going to take the time to watch the original trilogy. And, I'm going to watch 4 again because it's been a little bit since I've seen it. And then next episode, we're going to talk about the whole series. We're going to review 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to discuss the good thing, the bad thing about it. And if we have time, we'll discuss a little bit more on that whole objectivity versus subjectivity thing. But for today's topic, we're going to talk about Gray Street and how it got here. So I'm going to start on my end because my end is very, very long. And I'm not going to spend 2 hours talking about it, so I will condense it in a lot of sections.
And well, not only that, I mean, technically all the members that were involved with his portion of Gray Street have been part of his original band way longer than I've been involved at all. You know, like I was involved, like I must have gotten involved like 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was around the time when Pete left.
Yeah, like 3 years ago.
But when we get to the point of once we get to the point of the story where Pete left, we'll have you discuss. So think of this, I probably already said this in the podcast, but I forget things. This is like an interview between the two of us. This is kind of the format that we would take. So this format might be a little bit different than the last episode. It's because we're doing a more interview type take on it, where we're letting one person talk for extended periods of time, which happened, I think, in the last podcast, but not often. So if there's any additional questions you want to ask me, or if any additional questions I want to ask you, we can interject there. But for the most part, let's get right into it. So starting on my end, back in like 2010, 2009, I started a band with it was 7 members at the start with 6 other people. And basically, being honest, I lied my way into it because I had just gotten a guitar for Christmas and I didn't really know how to play much guitar. But I was asked by a friend, Ariel, if I wanted to be in a band or if I knew how to play guitar. And I was like, yeah, I know how to play guitar. He's like, you want to be in a band? I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't know how to play guitar. Not much, at least. But I went ahead. I went to their first practice session. We came up with some song that's probably terrible, but who knows? Maybe we'll... Because I actually remember the riff I came up with for the song. So we'll see if maybe we revisit that in the future. But it started off with 7 of us, and we had a show. We had a show at the school. It was South Miami High School. We had a show at the school, and we were going to play at what was called Cobra Fest. And it was pretty much a full 15-minute, 20-minute set. So, it was kind of a big deal for us, back in the day. So 7 of us, eventually it was 6, eventually it was 5. And then by the time we got to the show, it was 4 of us. And the first song that we ever played was the theme song from Jackass. But other songs we played were Seven Nation Army. I think we played Smells Like Teen Spirit. I could be wrong. And we played Killing in the Name of. At the time, I had this little Line 6 pod pedal that was like $150, maybe even less than that.
Oh, wow.
Really cheapo stuff. Really not good. Would never use it now. But you know what? I would if I ever had the money in the future, I'd probably try and get it just for the nostalgia of it. If I had like the available income.
Yeah.
So fast forward through the years of high school, we had to kick some members out because they just weren't learning the songs, because we used to play a lot of covers, because when you're first starting out, you don't just automatically have songs that you've written, right? But over the course of being in high school, I wrote a total of like 4 or 5 songs, two joke songs that we never played, but I still vaguely remember.
Like Fish?
No, Fish was from Javi.
Oh.
Fish is not from me. I couldn't even dream of writing Fish.
What do you mean? Fish is a great song.
Exactly. That's why I couldn't dream of being able to write about Fish.
Oh,
I actually love that song. It's very endearing, very sweet, very wholesome. I think it's hilarious too.
Yeah, but Javi hates it.
Javi does hate it because he gets embarrassed by it.
I think it's a great song.
I think you should just embrace the meme. It would be an
really
easy
should.
meme song. Easy meme song.
Yes.
But anyways, the 2 joke songs I wrote, one was Centipede, and it was just a dumb song about living in a cabin, and then a centipede comes and bites your ass. And that's it. That's the song. The other song was from the perspective of a psychopath, called Is It So Wrong? I need to show you both of these songs because they're not very great.
I still haven't heard them, yeah.
No, a lot of people haven't heard them. They're right. I don't even know if they're still in my brain, but I'll try and remember them.
You know what? Right now, after this podcast is over, you're going to hear that. No, I'm just kidding.
You're not going to hear it.
You're not going to hear
You might
them.
hear performances in the future, but we're going to let these first podcasts go in a very traditional podcast style.
Yes.
Except for this one, which is going to have an intro song, which from now until our next release, which who knows when it'll happen, but from now until our next release, our intro is going to be Woman, and we hope you'll enjoy that as our intro.
And also go listen to it on Spotify if you haven't already, because
you
honestly, we need to make money.
right
We need money.
Listen to it
And
right
honestly,
now.
money makes the world go round. And if you don't, but please, I need to feed my family. Just do it. Anyways, so
You're going to have to edit that audio.
no, we don't.
It's going to peak the shit out of
No,
people's
it's
ears.
not.
Anyways, so eventually by the end of high school, well, no. For a very long time, it was just 2 members in the band, me and Ariel. We had some bassists and drummers come and go, but for the longest time, it was just 2 guitars or a guitar and a drummer. Mm-hmm. Mostly guitar and drummer, because you can't just do... I mean, you can do music off 2 guitars, but not 2 electric guitars. You usually want 2 acoustic guitars. But anyways...
Hold on. Jack White would beg to differ.
Jack White had a guitar and a drummer.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying 2 guitars.
You could do
Not a guitar and a drummer.
Oh, like just 2 guitars?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's
That's what I'm
not
talking
nearly as epic.
We eventually got our friend Chris, and he was in the band for a bit. And then eventually Ariel left, so I was the only one left in the band. I originally wasn't even the singer of the band. I became the singer after all the other singers proved useless, for lack of a better term. They were useless because they weren't learning the songs we asked them to learn, and the songs we asked them to learn were very easy, like Beatles songs, punk songs, just very easy stuff that you can learn, no problem. Like, we weren't asking them for anything super technical, but they just didn't want to learn them. Whatever.
They were like, dude, you have to sing Raining Blood by Slayer, and if you don't get those screams right, you're out of the band.
I mean, they were too busy, I assume, getting high, but, I mean, they could have had personal reasons too, but personal reasons, have their limits when you want to actually start a band.
It's like, dude, I'm sorry I didn't learn the song. I was too busy beating the schmeat.
I mean, I can relate, but I still found time. God. I still found time to learn the damn songs.
That's the thing. You put it on in the background while you're doing it, so
don't understand. Maybe I'm good at learning songs. I usually, if I have a song to learn, I just learn it the day or the next day.
Yeah.
And it's not, unless it's a super technical song and it takes longer, like Rope by Foo Fighters, which is a great song.
And then you put it in Rocksmith so you can learn it.
Well, I can't just put songs in Rocksmith. Rocksmith
yes,
has
you
songs.
Can. No, they don't.
They
have every song ever.
They don't. I wish they did. That would make a lot of songs easier.
They have every song.
They don't have every song.
They have every song.
In fact, they stopped selling not that they stopped selling DLC, but they stopped making new DLC, because what I'm hoping is that Ubisoft is working on a new Rocksmith. But I don't know what they're doing.
Rocksmith 2020 Corona Edition?
I would only hope. All the characters in the game have to wear masks. They don't even have characters in Rocksmith.
They don't have characters because no performances.
The other games don't have characters.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
it's not Guitar Hero or Rock Band. It's straight up just to teach you how to play guitar.
It's true.
Though Rocksmith 1 did have a story mode, and I was pretty sad.
Story mode?
Well, yeah, it was like, oh, you play these small gigs, so you start off with these super simple songs, and as you play, like Guitar Hero, you start off with simple songs, you work your way to harder songs.
Yeah, like you start off with "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" and "Slow Ride," and then eventually you end the game with "Through the Fire and the Flames."
What's funny is that not always, but sometimes like the songs they have towards the end of Guitar Hero on real guitar would be way easier than some of the songs you learn at the end.
Yes.
Like the metal, while not easy, is easier to play than Hit Me With Your Best Shot, I think. The solo in Hit Me With Your Best Shot is harder than anything in the metal.
I wouldn't say that.
Except for the finger-picking part in the metal.
The brung, 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 brung. No one can destroy the metal.
The metal will strike you down with a vicious fall.
That one? Yeah, okay, that part.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that song in a while, actually.
That's a great song.
I haven't played Guitar Hero
That's my
in a
favorite Tenacious D song.
That one?
Yeah.
But dude,
it's not their funniest.
What about Tribute? I think Tribute is
great.
I think that's like their best song.
But I think the metal is better.
Or what about Kickapoo?
Kickapoo's great too.
Beelzebub?
Beelzebub? I don't think that's a great song.
I love that song.
I think it's a good moment and it's a good video. I don't think as a song it's that great.
I think it's a funny song.
I think it relies too heavily on visuals.
Yeah, but not only that, dude. You know who the devil was?
It was Dave Grohl.
Yeah, it was Dave Grohl.
Yeah, I already knew that.
That's amazing.
He also played the devil in Tribute.
Yes, and that was amazing.
That is amazing.
All right.
But I'm not just talking about the comedy or the video. I'm talking about just the music.
Dude, you know what? You're a freaking...
And you know what? If you wanted to make an argument with me, you'd pick Master Exploder.
Oh, no, I do like that song.
That's an amazing song.
That's actually a great song.
Amazing guitar solos.
Yes.
I would love to perform that one.
Especially in the second solo where they start harmonizing with each other.
Dude, that's so great.
It's such a great... Yeah.
And the vocals on that? Dude, whenever...
Yes!
I think most people can agree Jack Black is an actually great and competent singer.
Jack Black is totally underrated, actually.
Yeah. It's because the band's a comedy band, so they don't pay attention to the vocals as much as the lyrics.
That's true. That's true. I feel like if Jack Black was like a lot more serious about his vocals, he could definitely kick like total ass.
Oh, definitely. He's a great singer.
He's
a great saxophone player too.
That's not a real saxophone. That's one of the toy saxophones. No.
But back on topic. So by the end of high school, it was Ariel ended up coming back to the band. So it was me, Ariel. Come a year later, we met Martin, who introduced us to Aiden. So now we have our first main character.
There we go.
To Aiden. The Gray Street lore. So Aiden joined the band. Come a year later, Javi was invited to my birthday, and he saw the band perform. And we asked him, "Hey, do you want to be in the band?" And he was like, "Yeah." So we invited him into the band. Yeah. I love you, Javi. Not that you're gonna listen to this. I mean, you might.
He might.
If he at work, he'd probably listen to it.
And then he'd probably be like, "Ma'am, you need the card. You need the card."
Dude, I can't imagine how annoying it is to have to deal with everyday people just going like, "How come it's not working?" It's like, you need the card. I'm not gonna tell you this again. Like, he has more patience than me when it comes to that job.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, because, like, I remember working at Denny's, and people would order things, and they would just be like, "Oh, I didn't know it had avocados in it." And I'm like, "It's the chicken avocado salad."
Like, it's in the name.
That's a little hyperbolic, but, I mean,
it's in the
almost
name.
Everything would have what's in it. So when, like, the people would ask for nachos, and I bring it out, and it has Pico de Gallo on it, and they're like, I didn't know it had tomatoes and this stuff on it, and I was like, "Let's be good, the guy."
But not only that, the photo. There's a photo.
Yeah, there's
of
a
the
photo
zesty
of it.
nachos.
It's called zesty nachos. Where do you think the zest comes from?
From the cheese.
Sorry, I'm getting a little upset.
You're getting a little passionate
We
about
can
it.
talk about Denny's stories. I have a lot of fun ones.
I love Denny's as much as the next guy, man.
I do love Denny's. I
love
haven't been
Denny's.
able to go in a while because one, Corona, and two, I'm on a diet.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. But yeah. I'm not.
I mean, there's still things I could eat at Denny's.
Yeah. Yeah, like salads.
Well, I could get a burger and just ask for them to not give me bread.
Bunless, yeah.
Bunless like me. Nah. Not
Yeah,
really.
I think their best burger is like they have like a sriracha burger there.
My favorite burger has always been the bourbon bacon burger.
That one's also a really
'Cause
good one
it's so
too.
sweet. I have the most insane sweet tooth. Like things that people are like, oh, that's too sweet for me. I'm like, it's perfect. Like I'll just eat like a whole handful of Skittles, and people will be like, oh, that's a lot of sugar.
Not
and I'm
even.
like,
Not even, dude. We have a jar of like brown sugar out there if you want to just.
sugar. I don't think brown sugar is as good as regular sugar
Well, I think it depends, man.
because sugar
Oh, honey,
is a
honey.
better song than Brown Sugar by Rolling Stones.
Sugar by System of a Down.
No, well, that's a great song.
That's
too.
a great song,
but
too.
it's Sugar Sugar. It's you don't know that one? It's like you got me lifted, shifted higher than the ceiling.
Yes, okay.
Ooh, it's the ultimate feeling.
Oh, yes,
that's a
yes.
great song.
Yes,
It's got
yes.
nice, awesome like
Sugar,
guitar
how
riff.
you get so fly.
Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly.
Okay. I know
It's
that
a great song. Enough of our
Yeah.
singing. Back to
Wait,
the story.
Wasn't there like there was like some sort of like artist that took that same riff and made like a song out of it, and it would like from that song, or I think it could have been the other way around. But anyways, it's
probably the other way.
I think it was the other way around. But
A lot
anyways,
of
go ahead.
sampling.
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
So, Javi joins the fight at that point, 2014. So we were together for a while. Me, Aiden, Javi, and Ariel. We were together for a while, and then come around 2016, a lot of drama happened. A lot of Ariel, like, oh, if Ariel, you're listening to this, no offense, but you threatened to quit the band 3 times in the year, and that's kind of unacceptable. There was other drama that went on in the background. Basically, there was 2 times he threatened to quit, and then something happened drama-wise. So what was going to probably happen was I was just going to stop being his friend, but still have him in the band and it would just be a business relationship from that point forward. But then he threatened to quit the band again, and we just said, okay, well, you're not in the band. So the hunt began for another drummer, because when he threatened to quit, we actually had a show in December, and this was
God.
around October that he quit.
Oh,
Or actually, I think even November. It was like near the end of Halloween Horror Nights when it was still going on. So we were in a rush to find someone. So we found an old friend of mine from high school, Nat. And he was playing with us for a while, but he kind of bailed out. I don't remember the reason for it, but you know what? I don't remember us being that mad at him. So I'm sure it was a good reason, or at least an understandable one. So we had to find someone quick. Last minute, day before, I think, before the show, Aiden finds Pete. And Pete is great. He's great at the drums. He either knows the songs or gets them like that. It's like the best luck I ever had in my life to have this guy show up super last minute. We play the show the next day. It's one of the best shows we ever play. It was fantastic. So he joins the band officially, and it's the 4 of us. And we start discussing changing oh, I never mentioned this. When we first started the band, we were going through some names. One of the members at the time, Michael, not me,
Another Michael.
thought of plain black tees, and I hated it. And I said
it's
no.
supposed to be like the
plain white
antithesis
tees.
of plain white tees.
That's exactly why I was against
That's so
it.
stupid.
It is stupid. We ended up with Animal Rights for a little bit, and then we discovered there was another band with that name.
Animal rights.
I think we found out there was another band with that name.
Were they like an activist group?
I don't know. We just thought of Animal Rights because it sounded cool. But
It
what I
sounds
ended
like
up doing,
an activist band, but whatever.
yeah, it does sound like an activist band, but whatever. But then I just basically I wrote down like 20 names on a piece of paper, and I went around the school talking to friends, talking to people I didn't even talk to, asking them if they could vote for what their favorite name is. What ended up winning was Relapse of Truth. And that's the name we went with for a while. Me being an edgy teenager, I thought it'd be cool to have Truth, every letter in Truth stand for something. What was it? Truth stood for time, remembrance, unity, trust, and hope. Cringe, terrible. I'm glad I changed it from that to just the regular word truth.
That sounds ridiculous.
Well, it's because at the time I'm like, our name needs to mean something.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But I was in high school, so forgive me a little for the cringe fest. But we were talking about changing the name. I didn't want to change the name because we already had the name for 6-7 years at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see a real reason to change it. People actually did. Very few people, mind you, but they did actually remember the name of the band. But by the end of 2017, Pete left the band. We had to find a new drummer, and that's kind of where your story starts with Violent Wonder. So explain your background a little bit. You can talk about before.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. So before anything started, really, I was with Pandorama.
Shout out to Pandorama.
Shout out to Pandorama.
The best band in Miami, except for us.
Except for us, yeah, because we. Anyways, but yeah, we were playing a gig at the Churchill's Pub, and I think this was like the '80s night or something like that. That's a great night. Yeah, it was like the '80s night.
Did we play that too?
You did. That's how I met up with you guys.
Yes, because you guys did a cover of "Take on Me."
Yes, we did.
And we also did a cover on "Take on Me."
And
no offense, I think our cover was better.
Sure, I guess.
I don't know.
I played bass, man. That's all I did. But anyways, so after, I think it was either before or after our set, I was like, oh my God, I saw Javi, because I knew Javi from like way before, man. And I was like, holy crap, is that you, Javi? He's like, yo, what's up, dude? Oh my God. So like, yeah, I don't know. We caught up, man. And that's when I met pretty much everybody else in the band. I met Aiden. That was back when he was with May, I think.
Was he with May or Michelle?
I don't know. They were both cute, so.
They were both cute.
They were both cute.
Maybe they're still cute.
I don't know. I'm assuming. I don't know. May, if you're listening, yeah, I guess.
Rochelle looks mostly the same. She just has different hair now.
Well, I don't know.
May, we're not going to talk about May.
We're not going to talk about May. What about June or July? Anyways, but yeah, so she was there with Aiden, and I think I met up with you. I think I met you there.
That's when we met May. That's when Aiden met May again. But we're not going to go too into it because that's totally off topic.
That's like a totally off topic thing. That's like a tangent upon the story. But that's where I met pretty much like the whole Relapse band. I think I met Pete there as well. I think Pete was playing that show, right? Yeah, Pete.
Pete was cool.
Pete was a cool guy. I liked Pete.
Pete, you're on my list. You're on my list of guys I would date if I were gay.
Oh, well,
if I were gay.
If he was gay. But anyways, so after that show, I got in contact with Javi, because Javi was the person that I mainly knew, right? So I was like, hey, man, I would love to do like a project with you, because, I mean, after that show, after a few more shows of Panda, I decided to quit due to, well, a few reasons. I was still living with my parents, and they were not cool with me being in a band. They were like, yeah, dude, you're coming home at like 2 a.m. What are you doing, bro? And I was like, well, I'm just trying to
go to Denny's after shows.
You go to Denny's after shows.
Did your band go to Denny's after shows?
No, actually.
That was a tradition.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I like your tradition for sure. But anyways, so my parents kind of forced me to quit the band. And honestly, I was like, it was a bittersweet thing, because number one, it was super far, man. I mean, these people were based in Homestead. I live in Kendall. That's like a 30-minute drive. Not fun, but they were really cool people. I really liked them all. And that was back when Snyder was still drumming with them.
Mm-hmm. Pete also lived in Homestead.
Yeah. So that was back when Snyder was still with them, and I loved Snyder. And Steven,
Snyder's a cool dude.
Snyder is a cool dude, and just not what's the guy who does the Justice? Zack Snyder, not a cool guy. Even though his name is Will. Wait, no, Will?
William Snyder.
Yeah, but we all call him Snyder. But anyways.
Wait, is his last name Snyder, or is that just his nickname?
No, his last name is Snyder.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways. But yeah, Panda's a really cool guy. I talk to him from time to time. He's a cool guy. And Steven is an interesting fellow.
But he's also a cool guy.
Yeah. He's how do you put it? He's quirky.
He's more quiet. He's more
quieter.
Like introverted.
He's very,
which I totally get. I'm very introverted with people I don't know.
Yeah.
So for example, I actually ran into you at Miami-Dade once, and you're like, "Oh, hey, dude," and I was like, Hey, hello. What's up, dude?
Yeah,
Because
man.
I didn't really know you, so like I'm much more introverted. But once I know people, I'm probably the most extroverted of the group because I like to talk.
Yeah, but anyways, so after I left Panorama and I started talking to Javi, we decided to get a sort of project going where it was at first it was just me and Javi, and I played bass at the time, and I was like, well, now we just need a drummer or something, right? I mean, that's really what we're missing. And so he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we were actually looking for drummers, and we ended up coming up with, I think it was Raphael, which was how we sort of this timeline starts to kind of converge
Yeah,
now.
we're reaching the convergence.
Yeah, we're reaching the convergence point, and eventually I was like, well, now I don't really want to play bass. So now eventually we got Aiden to play bass, and so now that was Violet Wonder, and then back.
Did you guys immediately come up with the name Violet Wonder, or did you go through a few names?
You know what it was is that we didn't really know what the hell we were gonna name ourselves. We were just kind of like, what are we gonna call this project? I don't know. So I went online and I did like a random name generator. And I was like, I really like the color violet. Like, let's make a name with the word violet in it. And I just typed in violet, and so it kind of just like randomly generated like words to kind of just throw in there. It was like it's called like band name generator or something. And then Violet Wonder came up, and I was like, that actually has a nice ring to it, dude. I love that.
It is a good name.
I think it's a great name. Well, it was a great name.
Yeah.
But someone else can have it now. I don't know. I never copyrighted it, so whoever wants it.
No. We'll use it in the future. We'll find a way.
Yeah, I mean, album name, sure. But but anyways, but after we came up with the name, we were like, okay, cool. And then that's when we started, working on some originals here and there. I think we wrote about like 4 or 5 songs together. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then obviously at this point, this is the convergence point.
Mm-hmm.
So Raphael became the drummer for both Violet Wonder and Relapse of Truth at the time. Relapse of Truth.
Yes. So eventually, I actually didn't know that Javi and Aiden started a side project. I found out through JT. Shout out to JT. And once I did find out, I confronted Javi about it. Not in an angry way, just like in a way where I'm like, I'm kind of your bandmate. You should kind of let me know these things. But I wasn't that angry at the moment because we weren't playing shows. We didn't have any drum. We were still looking for a drummer. So eventually, we decided, hey, do you think Raph would be down to be our drummer as well? And he was. So that's when we got Raph as the drummer. So both bands had the exact same members, different singers. Think of Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave. Even though they weren't happening at the same time, it's the same concept. Same members, different singers.
Yeah. So
and kind of different styles of music.
Yeah.
It wasn't that different, but you guys were more... We were more heavy than you guys,
punk,
I'd say.
Yeah, I would say that.
What would you say the genre of Woman is? I say it's hard rock.
I've talked to a lot of people, and they say it's blues rock, which I don't think it's blues rock.
It's too heavy for blues rock.
It's too heavy for blues rock.
Which was what hard rock is. Like Aerosmith is blues rock, but they're heavy, so they're hard rock. That's what I always understood hard rock as. It's heavy blues rock.
Yeah.
But you don't want to call a genre of music heavy blues rock.
Heavy blues rock. That would just be so weird. It's a mouthful. Yeah, it is.
And it kind of sounds like a band name.
Then again, so do classifying music nowadays is so tricky.
Well, there's so many genres, but I do like classifying music.
I mean, imagine someone saying, "Oh yeah, dude, that's totally like post-hardcore new metal." Like, I hate when people add like so many adjectives to that kind of genre style.
I do like the term post-hardcore.
Post-hardcore is a genre, but what I'm trying to say is like adding post-hardcore new metal R&B or something like that. It would just make
that sounds like an awesome project. Dude, let's make that. So I didn't mention this before, but the whole idea of Relapse of Truth was that I have always been someone that has listened to all kinds of music. And I'd say the same is probably true for you, Danny.
Yeah.
But I've never thought, because I was always told when I first started the band, that, shouldn't you just stick to one style when writing a song? And I said, but then I lose songs that I write that could be good.
It's true.
Like if I held true to that idea, Surfing in the Sand, which is easily one of our most popular and loved songs, wouldn't be played because it's not like our other stuff at the time, especially.
It's like, what would you call that? Hard surf rock?
It's punk surf.
Punk
surf punk.
Surf punk. That's pretty. I think that's a great song.
I think I'm not proud of a lot of the things I make because I look back on them sometimes and I'm like, could have been better. I am proud of Surfing in the Sand because that's like one of the few songs that I 100% wrote. Same thing with Pretty, which you will hear in the future.
Yeah.
I wrote all the guitars, not the drums, obviously, but I had already in my idea what I wanted for the drums. I wrote the bass line. I wrote everything. And with Pretty, it was mostly the same thing. I let Aiden have some freedom in changing the bass line I came up with, but I mostly came up with the bass line that you hear in the song.
Yeah.
It was changed slightly by Aiden because I asked him to change it because he is a bassist and I am not. So I wanted his creative input on it. But back on topic. So being multi-genre was something I was very, it was important to me. Not to the point where I intentionally try to make every song sound different, but to the point where no matter what kind of song someone would write, we will keep it.
Right.
We'll keep it, and even if it's not our sound, quote unquote, it'll be fine. Like, let's say one day you straight up write a piano ballad that doesn't involve any of us. I'm willing, because I still hold on to that idea now, that I do want to have that kind of diversity in our music. So if you come to me one day and you said, hey, I wrote a song, but I really just want it to be the piano and me singing, you singing.
Right.
I'm totally down for it. We can have a nice drink of water. You can play your ballad as long as it sounds good. That's the only rule. It has to be a good song. If you show me a ballad and I think it's crap, I'm turning it down. I doubt it would be crap because we've written good songs before.
Well, thank you.
Sometimes.
No,
but I'm proud of the roster we have right now. I think it's very fortunate by Island Wonder. In my opinion, every song you guys have come up with have been really good.
Okay.
Some better than others, but all of them still good. Like all of the songs that you guys have written, I would go, like the worst score I would give one of your songs would be a 7 out of 10, and that's still a good score.
Still pretty high.
That's pretty high.
That's better than Anthony Fantano.
Most people think 7 out of 10 is an average because we were all raised on the school system.
Yeah.
And so 7 out of 10 is a C.
70.
7 out of 10 is still above average.
It is. Because your average is 5 out of 10.
Average is 5 out of 10. Yeah.
5 out of 10.
I have some songs that I do consider 5 out of 10, but I'm also harsher on myself. But back on to the main topic. So we started playing, they started playing, and it was brought to my idea. Javi thinks that I wasn't listening to him when he said it. I was listening. I didn't agree. He thought it would be a good idea to merge the bands. I was very conflicted about that. That's another song.
Is that another song? Wow.
We should try and like reference every song. The problem is I don't remember if we've referenced other ones. So we'll try that in the future. That'd be pretty funny. But I was conflicted because I'd never been in a band with two frontmen. And, I've always been insecure about my voice. And Danny's voice is fantastic. Oh, so I was like, I don't want to I do love singing. Even though I don't like my voice, I do love singing. So I didn't want to lose that at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a fear, and it was also it was a fear of being overtaken and a fear of not knowing if it would even work. So that's why I pushed against the idea of that and just being like, look, we're both our own bands. We can keep going. Come a few years later, so this was around 2017 that we both started. So we also changed the name around that time because both Aiden
It was not 2017 when we changed the name.
No, that Relapse of Truth changed the name.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So around that time, Raph actually, it was decided before Pete left. Pete, Aiden, and Javi all agreed that they wanted to change Relapse of Truth to a different name. Now, I've always been someone that doesn't like, for a while, I was, people would look at me because I'm the front man, I'm the singer, and this happens with a lot of bands. When you're the front man, you're considered the leader of the band, right? But I didn't like that idea overall. I liked everybody to have, I liked the idea of democracy within the band. Everyone has an equal say on something. If we're going to cover a song, everyone has an equal say on whether we cover that song or not. But majority rules still standing. So if I picked a song and two members agreed and one member disagreed, we would still play the song. And so since they all agreed to change the name to, there is an exception to this, but we'll get to that. But, we all agreed to change from Relapse of Truth. So I said, okay, let's change the name. Went through a bunch of names, Clearwave, and eventually Clearwaves is what we decided on. And from then on, we wrote some new songs like The Right Way, which was our first song as under the new name. I think that song's pretty great. It's not very complex. It's just 2 verses.
It really isn't, no.
But it's not standard either, because most songs are verse, chorus, verse, chorus. That song's just 2 verses.
Yeah.
And that's it. Then the choruses, I guess, would be the solos, which is...
Well, no, I thought the choruses were like the... that one.
That's Surfing in the Sand.
Oh, man, I always get those two confused.
The right way.
I'm terrible.
The right way is totally different.
The right way. Okay, yes. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Dude, I'm terrible. Like, because a lot of the songs, I don't want to say a lot of the songs, but you have a couple songs that sound very similar because they have that kind of feel. Like Surfing in the Sand and The Right Way have that same kind of like similar feel, I guess.
Yeah, they both have kind of like a surf rocky vibe.
Surf rock, exactly. So I always get those two mixed up all the time.
That's fair.
So, but anyways.
I wonder if people will end up in the future, because I always thought Masochist sounded similar to What I Want.
No.
Because they both have that intro where it's just the guitar.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean,
yeah, but it's and the other one's. Well, I think it's in the same key.
Different chord progression. No, different keys actually.
I don't know. I don't listen to music.
But anyways,
yeah.
Yes.
So eventually, time went on. Raph ended up having to move to Orlando last minute. But he had to move
very last minute.
Yeah, literally, like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm leaving to Orlando. And we're like, when? He's like, in the week.
In the week.
And we're both like jaw dropped, like.
And I remember that, dude. We were sitting at Denny's in Coral Gables.
Yeah.
And we were just like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, man, I'm moving out, dude. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I have to, man. My parents are crazy.
Like, we love Raph, but man, that was one of the moments where I was just like, I'm not very happy with you right now. God. Not happy, Bob. Not happy. But prior to that, there was some kind of drama going on. It was we were questioning what's going to happen with each of the bands, and so I actually had to cover for Javi for one of the shows that Violet Wonder was doing, and that was the first moment where I was like, maybe we should merge the bands.
Yeah.
And eventually we decided to merge bands. And for a little bit, you were going to be the drummer because we were still looking for a drummer.
Yes, I was.
At the time, we were wondering, should we pick Clearwaves? Should we pick Violent Wonder? Should we just merge the names? And it ended up being, so this is where I was saying there was an exception before. This is the time where there was kind of, not unanimously, but everyone except me wanted to change the name to Violet Wonder and not keep the Clearwave name. And I, for one of the few times when it came to a vote, I stood my own ground and I said that I didn't think it was fair that a band that's only been around for a few years compared to how long I'd been in a band, right, that we change it to that name. So I set down a compromise that we should just pick a brand new name that doesn't involve either name. And that was agreed upon.
And we did it. And so now, boom, Gray Street.
Yeah, we went through a couple of names.
No, hold on. It wasn't just a couple. I mean, dude, I bought which we're looking at right now. There's a whiteboard that I bought specifically. And we were like, okay, these are all the names. We're just going to say a whole bunch of random names, right? We're going to put them all on the whiteboard.
It's kind of like full circle because that's how I came up with Relapse or Truth in the beginning, that I wrote down a bunch of names and then people voted for it. And the same thing happened at the end.
Yeah, the same thing happened here. So what happened was, no, but check this out. This is really funny. So what happened was it actually came down to like a full tie, right? Where it was down to the last two. And it was Molotov Milk Bomb and Gray Street. And well, obviously we all know how the story went. We picked Gray Street, but
I still don't like Molotov Milk Bomb.
I thought it was a great name, actually. I mean,
to me, it was like too psychedelic.
It doesn't have to be psychedelic.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty wacky.
Besides, and we had a great idea for the logo too. It was gonna be like a milk bottle on fire.
No one's gonna tell what that is.
Dude, it's a Molotov milk bomb. But anyways, so when we were deciding between the two names, we actually called a bunch of our friends. I mean, we're talking like all of our friends. We texted our friends. We're like, look, like we are having trouble figuring this crap out because I think it was just us four. I think Oscar couldn't make it, right?
Yeah, either Oscar couldn't make it. No, he was already in the band, but he just couldn't make it.
Yeah, so Oscar couldn't physically be here, but I think we called him and he was just like, I don't know.
We called him, he didn't answer, so we texted him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And
but
it was like a day or two later that he replied.
Yeah, I could have swore that he said, I don't know. Like, it doesn't really matter to him. I think that's what he said. So it didn't even, his vote didn't even matter. It was just like, well, great, you know? So what happened was, we pretty much just called everybody. And a lot of people were saying that Gray Street is just easier to market, which I would say is true. I mean, Molotov Milk Bomb is just kind of like out there. So I was like, you know what? That's fair. And then another criticism, shout out to Brian, actually. This is a very good criticism. He said, oh, what name would you like to see tattooed on your fan's chest? And I'm like, well, I guess Molotov Milk Bomb would be kind of weird. Gray Street would definitely be a lot more acceptable.
Yeah.
So we decided, okay, fine, Gray Street. Boom. And so from there, we just accepted the name. We made the logo. We actually sat down. I had Illustrator at the time, and I was like, dude, we have to create the logo. And so they were like, okay. So Mikey pulled out this like really old photo of like, I guess like an old.
It was the Clearwave logo.
Clearwaves logo. Okay, that's what I thought. And he was like, all right, so you see how this has like this blue ring around it or whatever? I want that. And then like I want this lettering. Oh, and then I forget who suggested the little circle. I think it was Aiden. The traffic light.
No, I think I suggested the traffic light.
The little traffic light? Okay.
I said, what if we put a traffic light in the background?
And then it was like, boom, I got you. And then I grabbed like some stock photo.
But it could have been Aiden.
It could have been anybody, honestly.
If we were going to if just in case I'm wrong, give credit to Aiden. Give credit to everybody.
Credit to everybody made it, except I was the one behind the computer. So what ended up happening was I pretty much just got a photo from Google.
And universally, people love that logo.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it.
Every single person I've shown it is like, oh, that's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
Like, the only problem we face now is we need to get more popular than the Dave Matthews song, Gray Street.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because it's not a problem on Spotify, because if you just type in the song with the band name, it shows up right away. If you type in Woman and Gray Street on YouTube, it'll still show the Dave Matthews band.
Actually, no. I've tested that, and it turns out. Well, I mean, let's see if we can actually test that now. Let me. We're gonna go ahead and do this real quick.
Live testing. Well, I think it only started showing up for me because I kept looking for it.
Let me see. Okay,
because Google changes your search results.
Okay, so if I incognito,
okay, we're incognito, baby.
Yeah, so we're gonna YouTube it. Type in YouTube.
It might have changed. Now we'll be able to see how many views it has. I'm pretty sure last time I checked it was at 80.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Woman doesn't, it has less than 100, but it's still pretty popping. Yeah. I guess for our standards.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been able to perform to advertise it either.
Yeah, which is probably why it's not popping.
I don't think it would be that much bigger, but if I had to guesstimate, I would say it would have 40 extra views.
So let's see. Oh, it's actually the first one. If you type in Woman by Gray Street, we are the first one there. And it's 83 views. Yeah.
Dude, we have 83 views. How many views does Dave... Oh, that's
1.1 million Gray Street Live at the Gorge.
We'll get there soon enough.
Yeah.
Dude, the live performance has less views than the actual song of Gray Street.
I know, it's pretty crazy, actually.
I mean, it's
Look
a good
at that, man. We have 15 likes and
no dislikes.
No dislikes. That's actually
Let's read the comments. Shout out to Jack Owens. Good. What's the second name?
Restricted 777. Chelsea Veruse. Lily Neal. Wow. Fef. Oh God.
Oh God.
What is that? Oh God. Okay. And then Fef7. Good baseline.
It is a good baseline.
It has 96. It has even more.
We broke the system. What if we just went into the algorithm recording this live?
Oh, this is crazy, man. We have 96 views now. That's
We're almost
insane.
at 100. Listeners, listen to it again even if you heard it. Yeah. Get us to 100.
Get us to 100,
and you'll
please.
Get
nothing. You will get our praise and
our
thanks.
Unending gratitude until our next song. Then you'll have to earn it again.
Yeah. But anyways.
Woman is the first song under Gray Street that we wrote.
Yes,
as Gray Street.
Yes, it is.
Even though it was already being worked on
under Violet
Wonder.
Yeah, but
it ended up being recorded under Gray Street.
Yes.
The first songs recorded under Gray Street, I would say, would be Pretty and Square One, which will be.
We haven't recorded that yet.
We haven't recorded it, but we wrote it.
We wrote it. That's true.
That's why I'm differentiating them. We recorded Woman, but we wrote Pretty and Square One after the fact. Mm-hmm. And we kind of rewrote What I Want, which, by the way, shout out to Pete again. He wrote What I Want.
He wrote it?
He wrote What I Want.
That was his?
Oh, I wrote the lyrics.
No,
I've written the lyrics of everything.
He did the guitar and everything?
He wrote the guitar.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if he wrote the bass line, but he even came up, you know that little fill I do during the chorus? No, not that part.
Oh.
It's the during the chorus.
Oh, okay.
The little guitar fills that I do, he came up with that too.
Wow,
Which usually I come up with my own fills.
Yeah, Pete is. I didn't realize Pete was.
He's a great guitarist.
Oh, he plays guitar too.
He
does everything.
Yeah. He's a man's man.
He's a man's man. That's why you're saying that you'd marry him if.
Oh yeah, he's pretty high on my list.
Yeah. Does he look good? You think he's a good looker?
I think when he was in the band, he was the most handsome member of the band.
I mean, Aiden's a pretty.
Aiden's pretty good looker.
I think Aiden's a pretty good looker.
But I know I look better than him.
I don't know about that one.
I think so. I don't even think I'm that good looking though.
I think you can get a lady, man. You know what you got to do? You just got to put yourself out there.
I can't. There's coronavirus.
Well, Tinder, dude.
Tinder does not work.
I know it doesn't.
I'm making another call out. I hate Tinder.
Whoa, Jesus.
I hate Plenty of Fish. I hate all those apps. They're full of bots, and I will have my revenge on those apps.
Oh my God.
I swear. I swear to God, and I swear on my children's children. I will have my revenge on those apps.
What if you
Guaranteed.
What if you never have children? You have nothing
On
to
my
swear
adopted children.
Oh, from what country? Are you gonna pull an Angelina Jolie?
I want to get them from Africa so I can bless the rains down in Africa.
How nice. It comes back to the reference in the first episode. Woo!
I'm gonna reference that song every single episode.
Every single episode, we're gonna talk about Africa.
I'm gonna find a way to talk about Africa by Toto.
And then on the 100th episode anniversary,
we're gonna cover.
No, we're not. We're actually going to talk about All Star.
You don't ever want to cover Africa.
I think it'd be a great song to cover. It'd be very difficult though.
It would be hard, but I think we have enough members now, and
we just need a good keyboard to do that.
Yeah, well, I can do that on the guitar too.
Oh, that's interesting.
I came up with I was alone in my house, as I used to be, because my parents went to work. But I actually took the time to record. I was like, could we cover that? So I recorded 2 guitars, a bass, and I stole the drums from Songster. Sorry, Songster.
How rude.
I know, it was quite rude. But I tried to see if I could make it work, and it turned out I was like, I'm still going to need one more guitar if I wanted it to work without pianos, without the steel drums, without the marimba, all the other stuff. But I think it worked pretty well. The only thing is I can't sing the chorus, so I had to play it a half step down. But maybe you can sing the chorus.
I mean, I can't belt it. I can head voice it. Yeah.
No, we gotta belt it. So we just played a half step down.
Okay. So.
No.
Like what, you gonna sing it right now?
Dude, imagine if I nailed it too. Imagine if I started belting it and I hit the notes perfectly. That would be a shock to me and to the audience, but mainly me.
Yeah. Yeah, we have pretty crazy ranges actually.
I'd say so. I think I'm pretty proud of me and you's range. I'm not proud of my voice, but I'm proud of my range. I don't like my voice.
Well, what I mean to say is, like, I think because I obviously have a deeper voice than you. Mm-hmm. My voice sits here. Your voice is a little bit higher than that.
Yeah.
But in terms of range, I think you and me have a pretty similar range.
Oh yeah, like I can. I'm surprised by how deep I go. Not that I go that deep, but I'm surprised at how low my voice goes. I am surprised sometimes by how high my voice goes. I'll put a reference to my highest note, which is from I Like It by DeBarge. I'll put a reference, put a link in the YouTube version of this.
Highest belted note.
No, right? Highest belted note. On a good day, the highest belted note I can do. The reference I can give, and you may or may not know the song. It's "Light Up the Night" by the Proto Man.
No,
I'll show you that after. I'll put the link in the description as well. Do you want any songs to reference your vocal range?
I think
my lowest note is "Ring of Fire." is on "Ring of Fire." I can sometimes hit the final lowest "Ring of Fire," but sometimes I can't.
I think the highest note I've ever done.
Head voice first.
Head.
Because I used I Like It for my head voice.
Oh, head voice? Oh, no. I don't recall my head voice. I know that belted voice I can hit up to a C4. Oh, which is, or is it C5? No, C5 actually. Because a C4 would imply that it would be, is it a C5? Now I don't know. It's a very high note.
That's why I didn't mention notes.
Yeah,
notes.
It's very difficult because I don't know when the I don't know at what point does the numbers start increasing, because I know that let's say you have an A4. If you hit the C in the next octave, is that considered a C5 or is that still considered a 4? I think it's considered.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I have no clue. I'm not that familiar with notes. I mean, I'm familiar with notes, but I'm not familiar with octaves notes.
I would say okay. More recently, I did Man in the Box from Alice in Chains, and I could hit the chorus.
Oh yeah, I've recently been able to sing
that B flat.
On a good day, I can sing it. Sometimes.
Well, I mean,
sometimes my voice just is like, "Hey, how about a crack?"
Hey,
and then I'm like, I'm embarrassed in my own car, in the
man.
safety of my car. I've become embarrassed.
Yeah, but yeah, the other day I could hit a B flat, that high B flat that he hits in Man in the Box. So
what about on the final chorus? Because he goes a little higher on the final.
He
chorus.
does go a little bit higher in the final chorus, but I haven't really tried that out. I've only tried out like the main chorus.
I've done the final chorus.
I haven't done that one.
But I was like, that's the moment where I was proud. I was like, shit, I can do this now.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but
it's not reliant enough for us to play it yet.
But if you're talking like head voice, I would say fairly similar to Matthew Bellamy, because I know that we do cover some Muse sometimes. Not exactly, because of course his voice is like insane, and he has a really nice like higher
Matthew
register.
Bellamy is what I used to practice singing my belting voices back when I was in high school. I used to sing a lot of Muse.
He has a great voice, man.
He had a great voice.
Well, yeah, it has changed. Because back in the
rest in peace, Matt Bellamy.
He's not dead.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant.
No. I mean, you say that he got older, and like obviously he can't hit the same notes that he did back in the 90s and early 2000s.
I read somewhere that his guitar playing was inspired by Tom Morello, but I can't find where I read that.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Although
I could see some of it. Like he has a lot of whammy stuff that he uses.
Yeah.
You know,
he's got that literal touchpad on his guitar.
Yes,
which is nuts.
Well, that's a chaos pad, and that's I'm assuming he sets like some sort of oscillation parameter on that XY.
Let's put one on our chest so that way we can do that with our voice. Dude, what would that do to you?
I don't know, man, but
probably just kill you.
You'd look like Tony Stark, though. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Would that really be awesome, though?
Dude, hold on, let's finish the story about the band.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we are pretty much finished. I mean, that's where we are now. We released Woman.
Yeah, we released
just
Woman
a few months ago in June, I believe.
Yeah.
And now we're waiting. Our next song to be released is The Chase. After that's going to be Pretty. Then we'll just say the plan. Our next release is going to be The Chase, then Pretty, then What I Want, then Square One.
There you go.
And then hopefully by fall of next year, fall or winter, we'll release a full album.
Yeah.
Which will mostly be songs. If you've seen us perform live, you would have heard these songs before. However, both Pretty and Square One are songs we never played. We were going to perform it at the fair this year, but obviously Corona happened.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's the whole story, and we hope you guys enjoyed the story. We're not ending the podcast just yet because we're talking about singing, which I think still falls in line with most of these topics.
It's true.
Do you know the song? First of all, have you seen a Goofy movie? The first one.
Yes.
Do you remember the song Eye to Eye?
I think we've discussed this before.
That's the one that goes, if we listen to each other's hearts.
No.
It's at the end. It's done by, what's the guy's name? Powerline?
I don't know who that is.
That's the guy in the yellow jumpsuit. He's basically Prince and Michael Jackson mixed together.
Okay, well, okay.
We gotta watch Goofy movie.
Well, you're gonna watch so many movies, man. Like, do we have time? Do we have time to do all that?
Probably.
Well, I work.
What are you doing? What were you doing today?
I woke up.
You had time. Did you work today?
No.
You had time.
Well, I had things to do, man.
What did you do today?
I cleaned the house a little.
Okay.
Right? I mean, what else? I took out the dogs.
How much of Call of Duty on mobile did you play today?
I did play I did play a little.
More than an hour?
I would say like less. I would say like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. Honestly, dude, like
What did you do yesterday?
Okay, that one was what did I do yesterday? I woke up, I did the dishes, and we went out. No, that's right. I took my dad out. Took my dad out to get our suits fitted for my upcoming brothers and sisters' wedding. And then my sister complained because I went to the wrong men's warehouse, and they were like, they chose the wrong suit. This one's more expensive, whatever. And I was like, but okay, whatever. Because I didn't want to go all the way like the one that they went to was all the way in Coral Gables. And I'm like, why would you want to go all the way to the one in Coral Gables? That makes zero sense. So, but long story short, we still got our suits fitted. It didn't even matter.
Right.
We got our suits fitted.
Are we still performing at your family's wedding?
I have no idea actually. I was thinking.
I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, we could do an acoustic performance.
Me and you.
Well, not just me and you. I
Me
mean,
and
we're
you?
probably gonna invite the whole band.
Me and you.
You and me. Me and you.
Me and you sitting in a honeymoon.
That's not the one I was thinking of. Me.
If I woke up next to you. You know that one?
No.
That's Fall Out Boy.
Early stuff.
That's You
Newer
Got Me
stuff?
Feeling Like a Lawyer with the way something.
All right, never mind. I forget I even asked, dude.
And then in parentheses it says me and you.
Yeah, I'm not.
Dude, that's music video. When I was in, I think it was in middle school, they had a music video and it was like in Africa and they were just showing how terrible shit was in Africa and I was like, this is a great song.
Oh.
No, but I it made me feel sad, but I was like, I'm in middle school. I can't do nothing about it.
I mean, pretty much. That's yeah. That reminds me of Coney, like 2012.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing, right? It was just like
I remember that. I never watched the video, but I remember hearing about it.
Okay, when I was in, I think at the time it had to be middle school because it was Coney 2012. Yeah, so I had to be in middle school. So at the time, I went to a private school, so they had time and the resources to show the video instead of just everything else. It was like a 30-minute video or something?
Yeah.
It was like in half an hour, right? So they were just like, all right, guys, check out this video. It's this guy. His name is Joseph Kony. He's this Ugandan warlord. Yeah, so they just played the video, right, which I saw, obviously, and I was like, well, wow, now I feel really bad for these kids and the what was it? Not the MPLA, I'm thinking of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 right now for some reason. The LRA, NRA? No, NRA.
The NRA.
Not the NRA.
Totally. The NRA has no affiliation with Africa, as far as I know.
As far as I know. Whatever. It's like his organization or whatever. And essentially, he's taking all these kids. But I'm sure you've seen it. But long story short, we've come to find out that and Internet Historian does such a great video on this. We're gonna link it. We will link it because it's such a great how long is it? Like 45 minutes.
It's like a 40-minute video.
It's like a 40-minute video, worth the watch. I mean, it breaks down how it went from something like a internet phenomenon.
It shows his past. It shows the guy that made the video's past, and then it shows what happened after his. Because I do remember him freaking out. I remember that he went crazy.
Masturbating, right?
No, that was proven false.
Oh, okay, but he was naked.
You didn't watch the Internet Historian video. You would have known that was false.
Well, I don't remember. Dude,
you don't watch videos. You don't watch videos. You look at videos, and I am denouncing you on this podcast right now.
Look, man. All right, whatever. The point may be because I heard that.
If we listen to each other's hearts, we'll find we're never too far apart.
Look, the point is that the rumor was obviously out there a lot more than the truth. But obviously I was more familiar with the rumor.
Right.
But that's beside the point. Look, the point is that this guy was butt naked in the middle of Los Angeles.
Yeah, because he basically went insane.
Yeah, he basically went insane, and so he was pretty much dealing with all the stress that Coney 2012 gave him. But after that, I mean, it just kind of died down. Yeah, and then the call to action wasn't even really a call to action. There was not even really that many people. You know what I mean? It's what do they call that? Slacktivism. They call that slacktivism, right?
Yes. I don't know.
Did you? I thought you were taking a minute to process.
My brain went off. I was like, nah, no more.
I think what it's called when it's when you pretty much just go on social media and just go, oh my God, we gotta stop this, guys. Hashtag make Coney famous or whatever. And then obviously they're like, all right, so in the middle of April.
I mean, they
14th,
did make Coney famous.
Well, they did.
I never heard of Coney until Coney 2012.
That's true. But what I mean to say is, okay, do you remember that Cover the Night point where they were just all right, guys,
No, I know nothing actually came of it.
Buy your action kits, and we're gonna cover the cities head to toe with Coney, and it's gonna be crazy. And then maybe 10 people were part of the thing, but. Which I think it kind of goes to show that American culture.
I'm nodding my head like an idiot. Anybody listening to the podcast can hear me nod my head.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
I totally agree. Yuck, murder.
Oh my God. That's a Pink Guy.
Yes,
skit.
which we will also link in the description.
We don't have to link that.
No, we're gonna link it.
I don't find that
Let's
funny.
link every video ever in the description.
We're gonna link Willie Max Show. We're gonna link Augie RFC. We're gonna link Bo Blacks.
And of course, we're going to link Hitomi Tanaka.
No, we're not going to link that.
Well, I don't think... Well, would they let us link
I don't feel comfortable linking porn. And you know what? We're gonna link the video of Hitomi Tanaka doing martial arts.
Wait, there is an interview on YouTube with Hitomi Tanaka.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
But we will. I mentioned it at the beginning, so we were already gonna link Hitomi Tanaka doing martial arts.
There we go. There we go.
I think that's a good place to end it.
I think that's a great place to end. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Go listen to our latest single out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play Music, not Target Music, though, sadly.
It's on Amazon Music,
It's on Amazon Music,
It's on
though.
everything. We're going to put our link tree at the bottom. It'll link to practically everything that's important, which means it won't have a link to Amazon Music.
Damn. But, also, you know what's funny? I actually heard about this music streaming platform. You ever heard of Deezer?
Yes, I've heard of Deezer.
Deezer nuts.
We should have ended this podcast.
We should have ended this podcast long ago.
We should have ended the podcast, not just the episode.
Just all together.
Just the podcast.
After that, you're like, all right, man, I'm out. You're like, wait, Mikey, would you? Okay, I guess I'm the only one here.
No, yeah. But
hi, guys.
Also, I will suggest. I suggest watching it because it's on Spotify, YouTube, and other podcast services. I do suggest watching on YouTube. Once you can get us into the algorithm, and two, I'm putting up links to all the things we talk about. I'm also putting in the timestamps. But there will be the link to the Spotify in case you don't want. If you don't have YouTube Premium, which I mean, I do. But if you don't have it, then and you just want to listen to it, while you're doing some other stuff, then yeah. The link for the Spotify version of this will be there.
There we go.
And so keep suggesting us more topics to talk about, and be sure to let us know if there's any. I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm gonna be 100%
topics you
honest.
want to suggest?
Yeah, but that's literally what I just said. That's why I
okay.
don't know what I was gonna say there.
Thanks
for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one, and we'll hope to hear from you guys next Saturday. Next Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna post this on Saturday.
Well, we're gonna post this on Saturday, but next Saturday is when you're gonna be seeing another episode, hopefully with a guest.
No, the following one will have a guest.
The
next episode will be about Toy Story, the series.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Look, I'm just here for the ride, man. I'm not the one planning all this, because in actuality, see, the secret is Mikey has me under a mind control spell, right? And he doesn't want. Hey guys, sorry. Welcome back to the show.
That's a terrible joke.
That's a great. Anyways, all right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Right? Bye. Wait. What's the button to stop?
Love you.
I love you.
I'm talking to the audience.
Oh well. Do you love me though?
Bye, guys.
Bye.